What are equal ratios? Equal ratios are just different ways to represent the relationship between two or more quantities. Let's take a look at Jack's dimes and Amy's dimes. If we count Jack's dimes, we find that Jack has 8 dimes altogether. And if we count Amy's dimes, we find that she has 12 dimes altogether. So we can say that the ratio of Jack's dimes to Amy's dimes is 8 to 12. Rather than looking at each individual dime, what would happen if we looked at groups of 2? When we visualize the dimes in groups of 2, we can see that Jack can make 4 groups of 2, and Amy can make 6 groups of 2. So now we can think of the ratio as being 4 to 6. Now let's see what happens when we place the dimes in groups of 4. When we make groups of 4 dimes, you can see that Jack can make 2 groups, and Amy can make 3 groups of 4. So now the ratio can be expressed as 2 to 3. Now we haven't changed the number of dimes that Jack had originally, or the number of dimes that Amy had. All we did was group the dimes differently. First we thought of them as being individual dimes, and that's how we got the ratio 8 to 12. Then we thought of them as groups of 2, and our ratio became 4 to 6. And finally we made groups of 4, and that made the ratio 2 to 3. Since we haven't changed the original numbers of dimes that Jack and Amy had, each of these ratios mean exactly the same thing. In fact, we can put an equal sign between each ratio. So 8 to 12 means the same thing as 4 to 6, which means the same thing as 2 to 3. So these are all equivalent ratios. And the ratio 2 to 3 is written in simplest form. And that ratio is in simplest form because we can't reduce it any further.